Happy Gilmore is, in all technicalities, a sports movie.
That's as much of a sports movie as, what's it called? Billy Madison, there we go, is a school movie.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, but
it's an educational movie. That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
that was. Oh yeah, what was that? I award you no points, and I God have mercy on your soul. Everyone in the room.
Okay, you could have just been wrong.
Everyone in this room is now dumber after hearing what you just said.
Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to another edition of On a Couch Talking Sports. As always, I'm Robbie. That's Kyle. How you doing, buddy?
Not too bad of you.
Doing great. You know, again, like I said, happy to be back for another episode. We hope you guys enjoyed our Cape episode that we just put out a little while ago. You know, had another fun weekend on a good old Cape Cod, and now we're back to the regularly scheduled formatting or regularly scheduled sort of location of our show here. Very excited for that. Before we get into tonight's episode, do want to take a quick moment to shout out our two sponsors, Zion Organizing and Wes Woodson. So thank you to both of them as always for the support. And so for tonight's episode, it's going to be a little bit different tonight because tonight Kyle is going to host the episode. Yes, you heard me correctly. Kyle is going to host the episode because this episode is going to be a giant episode of the Sue's Reviews. And don't worry, I will be involved. I'm not just going to be sitting over here, you know, on my phone twiddling my thumbs like I always am during the Sue's Reviews. I'm going to be heavily involved in tonight's episode, but without any further ado, I'm going to turn... Hold on one second, hold on. I just got it. I'm going to turn, if I could get them, I'm going to turn the keys of this episode over to
Thank
Kyle.
you.
Just don't drive away with my car.
No, just kidding. I'm not gonna do that. Thank you.
No, but Kyle, the floor is yours, my friend. Take it away.
All right. So on this edition of, I guess you could call it the Suze and Johnson, or whatever
Susan
nickname.
Rob Reviews.
Susan Rob Review. There we go. We'll say that.
Sure.
On the special edition of the Susan Rob Reviews, we are going to talk about a legacy sequel to one of actually our favorite comedies, and this I always thought was a pretty legendary comedy in its own right. You know, it came out in 1996, I believe. It was an Adam Sandler classic, Happy Gilmore. I'm sure a lot of you guys have, if not seen it, at least have heard of this movie, because it is pretty iconic. Like, it came out kind of like around, it was kind of after, like, Adam Sandler, hit really big on SNL, so then he kind of, like, had his own movie career afterwards, and, like a lot of the other SNL, stars, like Dana Carvey, Mike Myers, but the first movie was really funny, and it had a lot of great moments, and it was just a classic, like, Sandler movie. And now what we want to talk about was, they I'm sure you guys have at least heard as well, like they just released this year on Netflix the legacy sequel, Happy Gilmore 2. So, yeah, I figured, we'll just kind of go right into it, and
And by the way, it's kind of funny because I was just talking about how we were just on our Cape trip and released the Cape episode and everything like that. We actually watched Happy Gilmore 2 on the Cape trip.
That's
literally,
right. We didn't even mention
it's
that.
kind of funny. Right after we filmed the Cape episode, we were kind of hanging out, sort of settled in for the night at the Cape, and we decided, let's go ahead and flip on Happy Gilmore 2, and the rest is history. So
yeah, no, it was great. Like it was a great time. So yeah, I figured we'll just kind of get into it. We'll Robbie and I we'll share our thoughts, and we'll also encourage if you guys have your own opinions about the movie. Did you like it? Did you not? Sound it off in the comments, and
yes.
Without further ado, so actually, I'll hand over to you for now. And what did you think about Happy Gilmore 2? Did you how would you say it compared to the original? Did you like it better, as much, not as much, or were you just kind of like could just kind of take it as its own thing? Like, what did you think?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. I would say, I mean, it's been years since I watched the original Happy Gilmore movie. But I mean, I would say, if I'm being honest, I probably prefer the first one, by just a little bit. But that's not to say I didn't like the second one. I actually really enjoyed the second one. There were a lot of really funny moments in it, I felt like. 'Cause I remember Kyle and I were sort of bursting out laughing at certain moments during our watching of it. I will say the one thing, I'm gonna kind of like go ahead.
No, sorry. So I'm just gonna give you guys a bit of a disclaimer here. We are gonna get into some spoilers.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Yeah.
If you don't want to,
if you're listening out there or on there, definitely a spoiler. This episode will have a bit of spoiler alerts.
Yeah. So either if you want to see it, we advise you to watch the movie first, and then you guys can come back to the review. Or if you don't care, then great. we'll just
if you don't want to watch it, we'll just give we'll probably just give it all away for you. I don't know. We'll see. No, I'm gonna sort of go with the part that I didn't like. I know you and I talked about this sort of in the immediate aftermath of it. I didn't like how, again, spoiler alert, folks, just brace yourself here. I didn't like how they killed off his wife so early in the movie.
Yeah.
It's like basically 2 minutes, if that, into the movie. Literally in the first scene, they basically show him accidentally, killing her by hitting her with a golf ball. So I didn't really like how they kind of did that right at the very beginning, because I mean, she was a very likable character, from the first movie.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people were upset about that. Just in general, I can see why. That being said, I thought it just overall it was a good sequel. I mean, it wasn't amazing. Like I said, I still prefer slightly the original.
Yeah.
But it was a good sequel, and I like the fact that they phased in the older the original movie characters, some of the original movie characters, with also newer characters, and also they used real golfers, real professional golfers, and they sort of introduced some new,
Jack
they introduced new things while also sort of throwing it back to different parts of the original movie as well, sort of through callbacks or whatever you want to call it. But like I said, I thought it was good. It was a good movie. Would I see it again? Would I watch it again? If I was home and it was on, yeah, I would watch it again. I mean, would gonna be running out to go see it again? Probably not. But again, it was a good sequel.
Yeah.
Compared to other sequels I've seen, it was a good sequel.
Yeah. No, I think you said it right. I think you said it really well. I pretty much agree with Robbie. Yeah, I was surprised because I'll say this right now. I haven't seen a lot of Adam Sandler's most recent movies. A lot of his movies have recently been on Netflix, actually. I think he did one where it was a Western kind of satire. I think he did one called Hubie Halloween. There may have even been 2 of those. I don't know. I haven't seen them, so I can't really say, I don't have much of an opinion on a lot of the more recent stuff, but I was a little worried when I first heard about the announcement of Happy Gilmore 2, because sometimes legacy sequels are very tough to make, and sometimes they can be really great, like Mad Max. Mad Max, that was a great, years later sequel, the 4th entry, Fury Road. That was fantastic. Arguably even better than the other 3. To a point, but then you have other movies like the Halloween trilogy where they brought back Jamie Lee Curtis, but you have movies like Halloween Ends. That's a terrible movie. Don't ever watch that movie. Please don't. Literally do anything else but watch that movie. It's you're gonna thank me, trust me. So they can be very hard. They can be great or they can be pretty bad. So yes, I agree with Robbie. While it wasn't quite as iconic, quite as good as the first Happy Gilmore, this movie I thought was it was a good kind of throwback to kind of that era of comedy, and I think it's nice that we're getting movies like that again, because I feel like nowadays we don't get as many comedies like we used to, kind of in like the 80s, 90s, and 2000s.
Can I say one thing quickly that actually I sort of just came into mind? I don't want to lose the thought.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
is I do appreciate in both editions of Happy Gilmore, like especially, and you know where I'm going with this in a second, as a Boston sports fan, the Bruins jersey making continued appearance from the second into the second one from the first one just really warms my heart. Obviously, for those of you who don't know, in like the first Happy Gilmore movie, he always wears a Boston Bruins jersey because he's big into hockey. Happy Gilmore is big into hockey, and so just as a Boston sports fan, I just have always thought that was so cool. I'm glad it kind of stayed. It sort of stayed through to the sequel, so I thought it was really cool.
No, you're right. Like, cause that's true. He was like a hockey player before he did golf, in the first movie. So that was kind of a fun little, nice little nod there. And, it was a lot of fun, honestly. Yeah, I thought a lot of the jokes landed really well. Sandler, I feel like is definitely kind of like back in his game. I would say in the same way, kind of like I would kind of put this pretty close to like the Beetlejuice sequel. While that movie wasn't perfect and it wasn't nearly as good as the first Beetlejuice movie, it still, I thought, had a lot of good moments, and I thought it had a lot of really good laughs, and I liked how they brought back a lot of the characters, like you said, from the first movie.
Ben Stiller as Alcoholics Anonymous counselor.
Great.
That was classic. That was classic. And he basically reprised his role like from the first movie like excellently, I felt like. So that was really good.
Yeah, and they did kind of a nice little funny little twist at the end where how at the end of the first movie, Shooter McGavin, right? He kind of he steals the jacket the golf jacket that Happy Gilmore was supposed to win, and then everyone chases him down. Well, in this one they do kind of like a funny little play on that, but this time it's Ben Stiller's character, because he's kind of I feel like he's one of the true villains. There's a couple of villain characters, I guess you could say, in this movie, but Ben Stiller, I feel like, was one of the true, and he kind of replaced sort of Shooter McGavin in that sort of way, which I thought was pretty clever. So.
Oh yeah, man, and Shooter McGavin as well. Just to see his evolution from the start of the second movie to the end when he actually joins forces. Again, big time spoilers, and I apologize, but we warned you guys.
We did.
When he sort of joins forces with Adam Sandler, with Happy Gilmore to compete in the ultimate challenge there, I thought was pretty wild.
That was
you weren't
nice.
quite sure how his character was going to evolve for that second movie, what path they were going to take. I think they played it off perfectly. All things considered.
Oh no, totally. Because in the trailers, you're right, that you kind of saw glimpses of him, but you didn't know what was going to happen with him. You just kind of knew that they were going to face off at one point, and they did have that kind of face off moment. But then after that, it was kind of a nice little twist, and it's like, oh, okay, he's actually kind of a good guy. That's kind of cool. So
yeah.
No, you're right. I did like that, and I really liked Christopher McDonald. He did a really great job, reprising the role again, and everyone did a great job.
That's right, Christopher. I can never remember the actor's name that plays Shooter McGavin. So, but also, did you also enjoy how they brought in the newer generations of the old the first movie's characters? They brought in the old caddy's son to help, and they brought in the son also of one of the fans or something like that. So they kind of again made callbacks to that through the younger generations and all of that. So
that no, you're right. That was pretty clever.
Also, Travis Kelce just made a Travis Kelce's just a randomly player. Eminem's like a heckler. Like it's just
so many random cameos. Like we're talking like in addition to all like like the returning characters that came in, and of course the younger like characters that they cast. There were so many celebrity cameos in this. It was nuts.
They had like a ton of professional golfers like as themselves playing in the tournament. It's kind of funny to watch them like wade through like the new like form of golf that they end up playing. Like I'm blanking on the name of the league that they're competing against.
Oh yeah. That was really clever. I liked how they did that storyline a lot. Like I liked the idea of like I was just cracking up because the whole point was so. The actor Benny Safdie, who actually Adam Sandler, so this was funny too. So Adam Sandler actually was in one of his movies called Uncut Gems. So this guy directed that movie with his brother. They're called the Safdie brothers.
Oh yeah, so, I saw he's talked about that in an interview that he did like leading up to Happy Gilmore too. So okay,
yeah,
that's right.
So that's how I feel like after being in Uncut Gems, I'm guessing Adam Sandler has a lot of like friends. I feel like in the movie world there, so you could tell that they were still like really good friends. So obviously he gave him a role in the movie, and he was one of the villains. The Safdie brother. I think it was Benny Safdie, and yeah, he played basically. He was just basically trying to make golf more interesting because his complaint was, oh, golf's too boring. You need to make it more fun. So
his league was wild though. Like I gotta say,
it was nuts.
Like they had to hit like the ball 1,000 yards, like 1,000 yards over like a forest, basically.
Yeah,
or
like
it was only like 6 holes as opposed to like 18. Like
like they were trying to make.
They're on like a revolving like putting green.
Oh my god, yeah, like the platform that kind of like moved up and down.
Green. Yeah, just like so many like just funny things.
You just couldn't help but laugh. It was so like I thought that was such a funny that was actually probably my favorite part of the story there. It was just. Yeah, it was just a kind of a funny, clever sort of more like, okay, where can we take the story, kind of like what direction can we take Happy Gilmore to? And I thought that was really clever. It's definitely kind of like a satire on golf. So that was really awesome. So no, everyone played their part really well, and it was nice actually seeing a lot of the younger actors in the movie were actually Adam Sandler's family. So he had actually 2 of his daughters actually in the movie.
Oh wow.
So,
okay, I didn't know that.
Or his 2. I think he only has 2 daughters. So who knows? Sorry, his 2 daughters. Like they were in the movie. Like they were. So he always likes to make kind of his movies like a family and sort of like friends affair.
Was one of them like his daughter in the movie too, or?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Both his daughters were in the movie. Yeah.
No. What I'm saying is like his daughter in the movie was that one of his.
Yes.
Like real daughters? Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, the actor who played his Happy's daughter. Yeah, that was actually Adam's daughter in real life. So.
And again, another spoiler alert because I'm just on a roll. The whole reason why Happy Gilmore gets like back into golf in this movie is because he wants to like be able to pay for his daughter to like go to like some dance school in like London or something like that.
Yeah. He wants to pay for her like college and stuff like that, and so no, that's you're right. Like it's because he ends up so. One of the plot points we forgot to mention too is in the movie, basically, with his wife, he ends up actually having a huge family. He has I think like maybe 4 or 5 kids altogether.
At least, yeah.
Like with one daughter, and basically the rest being boys, and they're all like crazy like him, and they even like do the reenactment of like
fight scenes. Yeah, it's pretty funny stuff. Like
because you look at
they might have overdone like the fighting with the sons maybe a little bit, but it was still pretty good.
Yeah, no, it was funny and like
John Daly's there also randomly too. As we were speaking about like just random cameos, John Daly's just randomly there as like the drunk uncle, like whatever, like his friend, like he basically lives in his house or something.
That's right. Yeah. Like I thought for a second that was the actor from another Sandler movie, but no, you're right.
No, that was John Daly, who was another professional golfer and has kind of had some issues, the booze, during his real life. Right, but that was just kind of funny how he just kind of randomly insert John Daly in there.
Just
might
use
as
there.
well.
Just random scenes.
Just go for it. Yeah.
No, that was good.
No, that was classic. But
Yeah, no, that was good though. So you're right. I agree with Robbie. I think no, it was a really good comedy. It was a nice throwback to kind of that era of comedy. So I'd like to see Adam Sandler do more of that, even if that means like a third Happy Gilmore, or if he wants to maybe even follow up Billy Madison now. I'd watch that. Like I think that'd be really funny too. So
Mr. Deeds too, or
Sure, yeah, whatever.
We're just gonna make Netflix sequels to all Happy Gilmore. I mean, of all Adam Sandler movies.
We're doing all the legacy sequels. I mean, listen, Winona Ryder's attached to Netflix too. She has Stranger Things, so why not? They could do Mr. Deeds too, because they're both now part of Netflix.
Right. So true.
Oh man, but yeah, no, it's a good movie. It's a lot of fun. You're right. Is it perfect? No. There's definitely scenes where you're just kind of scratching your head here and there, but like overall, I do agree. Like I think it was just a fun movie. Like it was a fun kind of dumb comedy, but it's in a good way. Like it just
we
kind
were
of
laughing. We were laughing quite a bit. Like especially at certain points during the movie. So I mean that's the hallmark of a good comedy is if it makes you laugh.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So yeah, that's all that matters. Though, like honestly, if you like the first movie, definitely check this one out. You might. Really like
I think the other reason why I know that we liked is because like when we watched, we was getting late. We were like, oh, you're able to have like an hour or so, blah 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 blah,
yeah.
And then but we like once we got into it, like we stayed for like the entire. We kept up for the entire movie in one sitting. So we were.
Because it's funny.
We kind of got locked in. So.
At our 10-year-old age over here, we tend to go to bed a little on the earlier side, obviously. But yeah, no, you're right. Like this is one of the few where we're like, you know what? Sure. Like we were like, okay, we'll watch like maybe like 10 more minutes, and then it ended up being like the rest of the 40 minutes that were
exactly.
so,
No, it was.
That was awesome.
I think how we know is like we enjoyed ourselves. So
yeah. No, so thumbs up.
Oh yeah.
Definitely recommend. So
yeah.
Yes.
No, I would too. I would definitely recommend it. Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. No, thank you guys for listening to our review. So
yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much all we got for tonight. I mean, it was kind of funny. It's kind of like Sue's reviews, Robbie's final thought, all rolled into one for tonight's episode.
Yes, the perfect melding of the two.
Definitely was worth it, and we hope you guys enjoyed another rousing edition of On a Couch Talking Sports. And yeah, listen, please leave us a comment, about your thoughts on Happy Gilmore 2, the actors, whatever. We'd love to.
Yeah. Or just Adam Sandler movies in general. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, please just, we'd love to hear what you guys think, and the comments are open, and like I said, as always we're here on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're all over the place, so definitely give us a like, subscribe, tell your friends, ring the bell, all that good stuff. And as always, a big shout out to Zaman Organizing and Wes Woodson again for their sponsorship and support of tonight's episode, as well as all episodes of On a Couch Talking Sports. So thank you guys. And yeah, that's going to wrap it up for us for another episode of On a Couch Talking Sports. As always, that's Kyle. I'm Robbie. And see you later.